Yo, buenos dias, ¿qué pasa, you guys? John's Moto Garage. Welcome back to the channel. Thank you for tuning in. I am officially coming out of retirement. Yeah, with a new motorcycle. I got the Indian Sport Chief here. Now, with this being my inaugural ride, I really just want to kind of throw a leg over, run it through the paces briefly, and see what she's all about. What I like to do with my videos is kind of bring you the perspective from a Joe Schmo, somebody who has ridden a lot of cruisers. I used to buy and sell a lot of different motorcycles, but I also try to bring you some of the stuff that maybe your typical, you know, moto vlogger is not going to be bringing you on the motorcycle. These Brembo brakes to the test. Oh man, this motorcycle, the moment the dude rolled it off the truck, this was my first time laying eyes on one of these in person. A lot nicer looking even than in the pictures. Woo! Man, these things are freaking, they're a blast, bro. This is a quick bike. I think Indian's going in the right direction, and when they first rolled this out, my initial impression was that they're actually taking the feedback and looking at the market and giving people what they want as far as the style of the bike and all that goes. I think this was well received, and for good reason. It's a nice torquey, almost like an on-off switch, immediate response as soon as I get on the throttle. I haven't figured out, I messed around a little bit yesterday and I couldn't figure out how to get the ABS turned off. I don't think it's an option, unfortunately. And I also couldn't figure out, I was doing a little bit of messing around with the wheelies because I am a self-proclaimed, you know, Harley wannabe wheelie dude. And I could not figure out for the life of me how to get this thing up on one wheel, but it feels like it's got that anti-wheelie mitigation built into it. But let me say, the freaking handling, just like zipping around here, is absolutely a pleasure to ride. It does not feel heavy, cumbersome, or any of that. It feels super, super nimble, you know, for the type of bike that it is. Very solid and planted. Woo! Thread the needle. Very solid and planted. The Brembo brakes. Woo! Oh my gosh, bro. These Brembo brakes are something else. And bro, the Fox shocks stock from the factory on this thing, and those inverted front forks, this thing feels freaking amazing. Again, this is your novice, you know, Joe Schmo. I'm not a professional racer or anything like that. What a fun bike though, bro. This actually reminds me a lot of the Vulcan S. It's just kind of what I always wish the Harley V-Rod was, you know, like a performance power cruiser. We may finally have found the bike that it's got the rad performance or rad cruiser look to it, but man, this performance and handling is really something else. I'm already feeling quite at home on the motorcycle in this very, you know, relatively short span, and I'm already, I don't know, I think I already have a little bit more fun on this bike even than the FTR 1200, aside from the wheelie factor. But man, it's just a freaking powerhouse, bro. Now the crazy thing is, I'm still in standard mode. I haven't even dipped into sport mode here. And we're just going to town at it. We can see if we could do a rolling burnout. I'm afraid the ABS might hinder that a little bit though, but we'll try. Well, it'll definitely burn rubber. That wasn't a rolling burnout by any means. I'm not a pro rolling burnout kind of guy. Well, let's try something here. Oh, I don't know, truth be told, you guys, the wheelies got me a little scared on here. Let's try a knee knocker. There we go. That's a good idea. Let's try a knee knocker. Okay. There we go, bro. Oh yeah. Yeah, bro. Yeah, it'll do it. You just gotta find the sweet spot. Okay, yeah, so that's the trick. It's much like the Harley is. You gotta be able to get it with the RPMs real low in order to get that back tire to actually stick and not just burn rubber. It still feels like it's kind of shutting me down though. As soon as I get it to hook up, like it kind of just cuts off power. Yeah, I don't know. I'll put right here. Indian Motorcycle sent this bike out to me, so I know I didn't go out and buy it brand new, but shout out to them. And honestly, if you're new to the channel, you may not know, but Indian had sent me an FTR 1200 that I had for like 6-7 months. Spent a lot of time ripping around on that bike, had a blast on it. But once I sent that back to him, I was sure that was going to be the last Indian bike in my hands as far as one that they were going to send me. So I was a little bit surprised that they reached out to me again, but pleasant surprise. You know, make no mistake, I'm very stoked on this bike. Let's do a quick walk around on this motorcycle. This is a 2023 Indian Sport Chief. There's no doubt about it. They're going after the Lowrider S with this motorcycle. What I'm stoked on, that I mentioned in my initial video, the Fox piggyback reservoir shocks. I just think it looks really nice and very clean, comes standard. Inverted front forks, check that out, freaking beautiful. Dual disc Brembo brakes, these things are freaking awesome. The wheels, just a nice touch. And then also check out these risers, pretty rad. And this has got the Indian Thunderstroke 116 air cooled 6-speed belt drive. Nice motorcycle. I think that's all we're gonna touch on for the specs at this time. Well, now that we got some of those basic shenanigans out of the way, I'm gonna put more seat time on the motorcycle. Initial impressions though, honestly, I didn't really know what all I would get out of this bike, because I'm kind of getting out of the, you know, Harley stunt scene, and I've actually been making my way out of that for a while. And so I almost felt like maybe this bike was like, you know, a day late, buck short, you know, the ship had already sailed. But I gotta say, already on this short little ride, I am pleasantly surprised by how much fun I'm having just ripping around on it. And I always thought that these newer bikes with more power, you know, torquier, with the super sensitive throttles, I always thought that it was kind of just too much for the type of riding that I enjoy doing. But this thing has already proved me wrong, to be honest. And so yeah, this has been very fun so far, and I look forward to getting more time on the motorcycle. So I think I'm going to leave it at that for now, you guys. Like and subscribe if you dig the content. Drop a comment below. Let me know what you think about this motorcycle so far. I'm digging it though. I gotta say, I'm digging it. I'll do an in-depth ride review here at some point in the future once I put more time on the saddle. But inaugural ride and first impressions, super stoked. In fact, more so than I thought I would be. So shout out to Indian. Thanks for sending this out to me. Hopefully you guys aren't too upset with some of these little bits of donuts, but this is what the bike's made of, man. So we'll catch you on the next one. Adios, hasta luego, nos vemos.